Hi, and welcome to this morning's reading. I've got a really beautiful message coming through this morning, and I'm really excited to share it with you. So if you're new to my channel, if you're returning, welcome back. A bit about me first. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I receive messages generally prior to a reading. I'll then come and use my tarot and oracle decks to further clarify the message that I am receiving. All of the decks that I use on my channel are my own designs because I'm also an illustrator. So if you're called to any of those, the links to them can be found in the description box. So as I said, I've got this really beautiful message coming through. Now, this is a collective reading. I'm picking up on the energy of the collective, something that we are all going through. And it's part of the nodes of destiny placements. So currently, the North Node, which is our collective point of destiny, the North Node is in Aries, which is self, and the axis between the North Node and the South Node on the astrological wheel. The South Node is the opposite of Aries, which is Libra. The South Node is your comfort zone. It's what you are letting go of. Now, the nodes stay in two signs, the North and the South Node, stay in those signs for 18 months. They went into Aries and Libra back in the middle of 2023. So collectively, we have been working on self and releasing, which is the South Node. Libra is others, the relationships that we have with people that have either kept us stuck or bound or no longer serve us on an emotional or spiritual level. The things that we are holding back. But the South Node is our comfort zone. So it's very much a ripping the Band-Aid off. If you haven't already started, it can potentially be a painful time. Because if you think about the South Node is your comfort zone, to step out of your comfort zone, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to address those relationships that are potentially toxic or are just not aligned with where you're headed, Aries. And as I said, it's this huge collective wave of almost a decluttering. And I did a reading a couple of weeks ago, and it was actually a Sunday morning, very similar to this morning. Now, every fortnight, the garbage truck collects our bins every week, but every fortnight, the recycle truck comes. So on a Sunday night, we put out, and actually that's a great metaphor, we put out the things that are no longer of use to us anymore. Almost like a decluttering. But in the fortnight since I did that reading, I just haven't had a chance. And so it rolls around again. And there may be people in your life that almost you're putting off stepping away from because it's too big of a job, too painful. When I was doing the pre-shuffle, the Strength card and the Three of Swords came out. Now, the Three of Swords is Saturn and Libra. Karmic lessons that you've learned with people that you now need to bring into balance by cutting them out. Swords cuts things out. But the Strength card is having the strength to do it. So those two cards together is the strength to move on from what no longer serves you. And I'm getting the sense that you're either in the throes of it or you're almost out the other side of it. You've made the cuts, cut out the toxic things in your life, putting up, or you have put up boundaries. Now, I did the pre-shuffle and these cards wanted to come out, and I'll go through their meanings because they align with the song. So this morning I got up really early and I just had some meditation music on, and that might be a sign for you. If you're trying to declutter, I was listening to Healing Vibrations, it's called. It's basically singing bowls. And I was specifically listening to a 7 chakra meditation. And when it finished, I put my songs on my liked play songs on random shuffle, which is what I always do. And if you've watched any of my readings, I do talk about that. I receive messages through music, specifically, well, individual messages for myself, but guidance for the readings that I'm doing. Now, the song that came through, and it's a religious song because I've got a whole plethora of different types of music on my playlist. And we're not going to Jesus Town here, although I could, but it's a song called Blessings. And the lines in the song, what if your blessings come through rainbows? What if your healing comes through tears? What if 1,000 sleepless nights are what it takes to know you're near? What if the trials in your life are your mercies in disguise? And I was thinking about all the cards that come out that mean divine blessings. You know, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is a new beginning. Ace of Pentacles is often seen as a financial blessing. Ace of Cups, new love. Ace of Swords, a truth. But all of those things are rolled up into the container of the spiritual awakening that you're going through. The blessings are the lessons that you're learning about North Node in Aries, putting yourself first. And I've been saying it for months now in readings. Spiritual health is actually the new wealth. That's the blessing. And, you know, if we're focusing on the South Node, our comfort zone, as I said before, we have to be made uncomfortable to recognize the people and the toxic patterns that you were enabling in your life in order to be able to cut them out or put boundaries up to them. The lesson is the blessing. The line that I was hearing was, what are you grateful for? And maybe you haven't recognized that potentially through this period of growth, of internal growth for yourself, maybe you're waiting for the blessing, but you don't actually realize that you've already got it. You're making the changes. You've already started to receive that divine blessing. So when I was getting ready for this reading this morning, I found this little key. And it's almost like, as I said, if you're waiting for this divine blessing to arrive, the key is it's already here. You hold the key. I got the Queen of Wands and the Sun. Now the Queen of Wands is unlimited potential, fire, warmth, drive. It's creating anything that you put your mind to. The Queen of Wands. And the Sun. Now the Queen of Wands is Aries, which is the North Node. So it's fire, but it's also water energy. It's water of fire. Now it's Pisces energy. Pisces is spirituality. The spiritual awakening that you've gone through by putting yourself first and cutting out the toxicity. The Sun illuminates things. What I'm getting is a sense that, and if you've been in any sort of spiritual work, or in any sort of deep shadow work or a phase of deep shadow work, you're a fighter, almost a wounded warrior. But it's your time to shine. And that message is coming through because I was guided to look up a little bit more about the Queen of Wands. Her symbol is the pearl. And if you think about a pearl, it's got this tough exterior, the shell. And inside is this beautiful, 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 beautiful pearl. Pearl is also the moon. Girl with a pearl earring. A fear of stepping out into your North Node. A fear of ripping the Band-Aid off and making those final changes. South Node. A fear of stepping out of your shell. And that often happens when you've been in that fight or flight mode for so long, stepping out into the light. What was that song that was coming through yesterday in a reading? Harry Styles. Step out. I'm going to look up the lyrics. Hang on a second. The other song I got yesterday, and this often happens, readings kind of flow from one reading to the next. I got What You're Waiting For by Gwen Stefani. You've got all this Queen of Wands energy, this fire, this warmth, this drive, unlimited potential. But because of what's happened in the past, you've got it locked up like a pearl in a shell. Okay, perfect. Shine, step into the light, shine. So bright sometimes, shine. I'm not ever going back. I'll list that song in the description box as well as the Gwen Stefani song. Actually, I put that blessing song in there as well because it's relevant here. Because you can't stay locked up in your little shell forever. You've got to step out. The energy I'm picking up on is you've done all this beautiful work and it's time. If you think of that pearl growing in the dark, it's time for the shell to be broken open. Now, as I said, this is when I do my pre-shuffle. This song, Beneath You're Beautiful by Labyrinth. You've been in a maze. You tell all the boys no, makes you feel good, yeah. I know you're out of my league, but that won't scare me away. This isn't about you reading. This isn't about, somebody, well, there might be somebody coming towards you, but it's these lines. You've carried on so long, you couldn't stop if you tried it. You've built your wall so high, your shell, that no one can climb it. But I'm going to try. Would you let me see beneath your beautiful? And in the deck, it was upside down. And when it's reversed, a reverse card is a no. It's time. There's multiple divine blessings coming to you. And the first one was the blessing of enlightenment to the things in your life that you needed to cut out in order for you to grow. Now, that continued growth occurs when you step into this Queen of Wands energy. Creating anything you put your mind to. That's the key. You've got to step into the light. Out of the darkness and into the light. Okay, let's get... Don't be afraid is what I heard. And if you think about somebody who's a light, if you've found the light or the pearls of wisdom, if you found the light, if you are the pearls, which also, as I said before, symbolize the moon. The moon's up in the sky at night, in the dark. You then become the light for other people. You become somebody's divine blessing. Okay, let's get, this is my Divine Messages Oracle deck. I had to think about that. Let's get a message from Spirit for you in regards to this situation. Fall from grace. Okay, this is getting interesting. That's somebody in your life that you've cut out. That's still in the dark. Okay. Angel Oracle. Let's get a bit more. That's still in the dark. Wow. Number 14, Mebahel, Justice, Truth and Freedom. Now, I'm actually going to get a bit more information about that angel. Good deeds and soul growth, 55. So you've made a change. Good deeds and soul growth. As I said, you're potentially a catalyst for somebody else's change because you are now the light, creating anything that you put your mind to. Infinite abundance is the Queen of Wands. Now, water and fire. So the Queen of Wands is fire, which is Aries energy, North Node energy. I just heard spiritually rich and sound. Justice, truth and freedom. Maybe somebody wanted to keep you inside the shell. They knew that you turned into this beautiful pearl and they wanted to keep you inside the shell. They didn't want you to step into your power. Fall from grace. Let's have a look at this angel. Okay, Mebahel. It means God, the protector and savior. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. Now, that particular angel is Psalm 9, verse 10. The person born under Mebahel will love jurisprudence and courts of law. So jurisprudence is the understanding of the law, the philosophy of the law. And we had a reading, and I'm pretty sure it's already gone up. I'll link it. I was hearing jurisprudence a week ago maybe. So strong, just kept coming through. I will link that reading because there's something in that reading that pertains to this message that's coming through. The person born under Mebahel will love jurisprudence and the court of law. Mebahel can be called upon against those who seek to usurp the fortunes of others, governs justice, truth, and liberty, delivers the oppressed, and protects prisoners. Somebody that wants to keep you that wanted to keep you in your shell. Usurp the fortunes of others. So if you think of a pearl, pearls are so valuable. Somebody who knew your value. What I just heard was somebody who wanted to steal your destiny financially. What's that fairy tale? Is it Snow White and the Huntsman? And she basically, the evil queen, to keep herself alive, she siphons the energy of, well, not to keep us, well, yes, to keep herself young. She siphons the energy of young girls, young pretty girls, and they turn into shriveled old women, but she stays young and beautiful. Called upon against those who seek to usurp the fortunes of others. Governs justice, truth, and liberty. Delivers the oppressed and protects prisoners. So, Mebahel, number 14, is a 5, which is change. Mebahel is the sole guardian for those born between 4:20 a.m. and 4:40 a.m., the moral guardian for those born the 2nd of April, the 13th of June, the 24th of August, the 4th of November. Now, the 24th of August was yesterday. It might be something that happened yesterday. The 4th of November or the 15th of January. Now, this reading's going to go up probably a week later. But those dates, and the physical guardian for those born the 24th to the 28th of May. May is Taurus energy, and Taurus is the bull. Somebody stubborn, somebody that you've locked horns with. Justice, truth, and freedom. How interesting is that? What if your blessings come through rainbows? What if your healing comes through tears? What if 1,000 sleepless nights are what it takes to know you're near? Now, that's a reference to God, or whoever you call God, divine, the creator. But it's also a reference to the spiritual awakening that you are going through. What if the trials in life, your mercies in disguise? The pearl trapped in a shell. You might have 12th house placements. The 12th house is the house of prisoners. You've carried on so long you couldn't stop if you tried it. You've built your wall so high, or somebody's built a wall so high, that no one could climb it. But I'm going to try. Would you let me see beneath your beautiful? It's also giving, it's also giving, what's that movie, Tangled? Where she's up in the tower, trapped inside a shell. That song from that movie, I See the Light. The Queen of Wands, unlimited potential. She didn't know who she was. Whatever's kept you trapped, you didn't know who you were. And it's the key. And actually, that sun is very, very similar. It's the story of Rapunzel. I'm just going to show you. That sun is very similar. And in that movie, she'd been kept in a tower so long that she didn't know who she was. But she'd been getting clues all along, because that sun was everywhere. It was her family's insignia. Fall from grace. And we've got a sunflower there too. You've carried on so long you couldn't stop if you tried it. You've built your wall so high that no one could climb it. But I'm going to try. Would you let me see beneath your beautiful? Justice, truth, and freedom. There's a point in that movie where she, and I'm going to watch that today because it's very sweet. There's a point in that movie, and there might be messages in that movie for you. The key to unlocking your freedom, lies within. The key to stepping into your North Node, which you're already on the journey of, and breaking free of what's holding you back, is recognizing that you are the blessing, justice, truth, and freedom. And when you do, once she knew who she was, what had held her captive couldn't hold her anymore because she knew her power. Jurisprudence. I'm going to link that reading. There's something in that reading. South Node. Having to be made feel uncomfortable to recognize the people, the toxic patterns that you are enabling, and to cut them out or put boundaries up to them. The lesson is the blessing. The key is that you are the pearl. You are the sun. Okay, let's get some cards. I was about to say, I want to know what you're trapped in, what you've been trapped in. Eight of Swords. That is Jupiter in Gemini. You've been trapped in your mind. Gemini is the mind. Gemini rules the mind. Jupiter is luck. Jupiter is the wheel of fortune. Your fortune changes when you step into the light. What you're waiting for. Wow. Ace of Pentacles, that wanted to flip, but it flipped the Empress. You are the Empress. The Empress is the pearl. The Empress is Venus and Taurus. Number 3. But my question for this top row was, what have you been trapped in? Let's get some more. Wow, now, that's the Tower. The Tower, that Rapunzel. You've been trapped in the Tower. Or somebody's had you trapped in the Tower. But potentially somebody around you making you feel unworthy of being able to step into the light. How does somebody keep you in the dark? They undermine your growth. Did she do that in that movie? What was the lady? It's not Morag. I think she'd been painting that sun all over her bedroom walls, not recognizing the link. The Tower is Mars energy. It's a pulling down of a structure so it can be rebuilt. And as I said before, you're either doing the work or you've done the work. Potentially being treated really poorly, and you're not sure, treated really poorly. The Five of Cups. I just heard discarded. And that's under Fall from Grace. Mars in Scorpio. That's Mars energy. A death and a rebirth is Scorpio. Okay, we've got the Ten of Cups. And we've got the Lovers. The Ten of Cups in Mars in Pisces. Mars in Scorpio, Mars in Pisces. And the Lovers is Gemini and Mercury. Mercury is the mind. This is you recognizing, South Node, things that you are cutting out. People, connections that you are cutting out or putting boundaries up to. This is somebody, Fall from Grace, this is somebody who has been siphoning off your... Let me move these over. And maybe this is the last thing that you need to cut. The thing that opens the door. Because in Tangled, she had to come out of the tower. She had to bring the tower down. If you think Rapunzel. She had to bring the tower down, free herself. by creating boundaries with the person that was her captor, justice, truth, and freedom, by getting her freedom in order to unlock the key to who she was. Somebody's been through mind manipulation, because the Lovers is Mercury. It's also Gemini, which is, Gemini's the twins, two-faced. A two-faced person has been manipulating you, manipulating your mind, emotionally manipulating you for their own 10 of Cups, their own wish fulfillment at your expense, the 5 of Cups, which is emotional sorrow and sadness because you've missed out on something. 3 cups down. They've got the 2 cups, but they've done it at your expense. It's almost like they have been siphoning off your energy for their own gain. And you've worked it out through the shadow work that you've done. But there's still something that you've got to learn about yourself in order. I've got this image of, if you think of an oyster with a pearl inside. So the oyster's been thrown out of the tower, but it's still within the shell. It's got to be broken open. 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands is Mars. Mars in Aries. The North Node is in Aries. Fire, 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 fire. And I just heard the Adele song, Set Fire to the Rain. Now, what did I say the Queen of Wands was? She is Aries. She is fire energy, but she's also Pisces, which is water of fire. Set fire to the rain. And that's the key. How cool is that? Okay, let's have a look. So this is what you've done. I want to know where you're going. Where you're going on the bottom, the Chariot. That's very cool. The Chariot is Cancer and the Moon. The Moon is represented by the pearl. You are the Moon. You are the Moon is the divine feminine. Stepping into your divine feminine power after the maze that you've been in. Let's find out where you're going. Wow. Emperor, Empress. Maybe you have somebody coming towards you. This could also be balanced because we had the 3 of Swords that tried to come out in the pre-shuffle with the Strength card. The three of Swords is Saturn in Libra. Libra is balance. Saturn is a karmic lesson. You're coming into alignment with yourself because you've cut out the toxic things in your life. That's really beautiful. The Emperor, Aries and Mars energy. Aries energy. Mars, 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 Mars. What is that? I sound like that from Nemo. Mine, mine, mine. Mars, 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 Mars. And even in the Nemo movie, he was trapped in the reef. His dad, through love and care, kind of wanted to keep him trapped. Oh, lots of Disney references here. Ace of Cups. Now that's a divine blessing. The Ace of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. In this deck, the Emperor and the Empress are represented as birds. It is my Lovebirds tarot deck. And the Emperor and the Empress in this deck are the 2 people. It's the story of the willow tree design. 2 people that are in love, that are restricted by a toxic energy. And they put their love first, and the divine favors them, and they fly away. Well, they're transformed into birds so that they can fly away to their freedom. Justice, truth, and freedom. Now, this doesn't have to be love for you. In that story, they put their love first, but you as an individual, have put yourself first. And actually in this deck, the Queen of Wands is the card that represents the divine feminine. Now you could be divine feminine or divine masculine. Well, the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands in this deck, is depicted as standing on the top of the stairs, putting themselves first. And you've got the Queen of Wands there. What if I split on here? The King of Cups. Where are you going? You're flying to your freedom. There we go, the King of Wands. Standing on the steps, putting himself first, putting his love first, and flying away to his freedom. So now we've got Emperor, Empress energy, and we've got King and Queen of Wands and Ace of Cups, as I said, and the Lovers. In Tangled, she found love. In Nemo, he found Dory. It doesn't have to be love. I mean, take it as it resonates. This is really beautiful. Let's find out what else you're walking towards. Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is the moon in Pisces. The moon, the pearl. Look at him, looking into Pisces' spirituality, a reconnection with self, looking into whatever liquid is in that cup and recognizing his power, unlimited potential, the Queen of Wands, fire, warmth, drive, the ability to create anything that you put your mind to because of this reconnection with yourself. One more. We've got two. Wow, look at that. That's the Nine of Pentacles. That's the card of freedom. That's also my Mother Mary card. Venus in Virgo. Virgo means the Virgin. And Venus is the divine feminine, the Empress. That's freedom. Freedom. And we've got the Judgment card. Now in this deck, as I said before, the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands stand on top of the stairs. Both individually stand on top of the stairs. And because they put themselves first and their love first and free themselves from the toxic energy that is keeping them held, free themselves from the toxic energy that is keeping them held, God favors them. This is God, the dragon, which was the strength card, which tried to come out before when I was doing the pre-shuffle. God in this deck is drawn as the dragon, and the strength card is the dragon in this particular deck. Because they put themselves first, they get the keys to their freedom because God turns them into two birds, the key to their freedom. That's the Judgment card. The divine blessing that you get, the lesson that you get by putting yourself first. And look at that, the Devil, cutting out the toxic things in your life. The things that have kept you in the tower. The things that have kept you inside the shell. The things that even when you break out of the shell, something wants to come out there. Even when you break, the King of Cups, he wanted to come out before. Now, the King of Cups holds the full cup. He's Neptune in Pisces. Again, Pisces is spirituality. Neptune is going down to the depths. You've gone down to the depths, freed yourself, and now you're getting this divine blessing. Because you freed yourself from the devil. The devil is Capricorn, but the devil is also Saturn, which is karmic lessons. What if your healing comes through tears? What if 1,000 sleepless nights are what it takes to know you're near? What if the trials in your life are your mercies in disguise? It's the lesson that you learn that gives you the freedom. And you can't free yourself unless you learn that lesson. Fall from grace, that's that person there. Okay, let's get some advice for you. This is really beautiful. And it all started with me thinking about what I needed to throw out. Because 2 weeks ago, yes. Is this reading for you? Yes. If you have been guided here, if something in the title, if it's popped up a couple of times and you think, oh, there's maybe a message in that. Is it for me? Yes, it's for you. Yes, you are the pearl inside the shell. Yes, you have done the work. Yes, you do. Yes, you deserve this divine blessing. Delays. Think of how long she was trapped in that tower from a little girl. The devil is fear. Somebody making you fearful of going out on your own. I think, I'm pretty sure her name was Morag. Basically, emotionally manipulated her to think that, I don't know whether it was to think that she couldn't survive if she left the tower. A bit like Nemo's dad. Made him think that he couldn't survive if he left the reef. Hidden things that are done in the dark. Now, that wasn't Nemo's dad. But that was certainly, well, certainly this devil energy. Certainly the lady that was keeping Aurora. Is that her name? Aurora. Aurora, which is the girl's name in Tangled, means dawn. Things coming to light. Aurora is also the Aurora Borealis, which is the northern lights, which for me is something divine. The Aurora Borealis, basically they're green lights. You've been given, this is a green light for you to step into the light, to step into your power, that you hold the key to your divine blessings. Now that you've done the spiritual work. How beautiful. Good health, physical, mental, and spiritual. Now that you've done the spiritual work. Now that flick the judgment card. That's a judgment from God. Who delivers divine blessings? God does. Based on judgment, based on the work that you've done. You're given the keys to see that you are the pearl. Get off the grid, hermit mode. That's what you've done, I think. But there's one last thing. You've got to recognize who you are. It's one thing to cut people out, but it's one thing to cut people out, south node, comfort zone, but it's another thing to truly step into your north node. Aries, King of Wands, Sun in Aries, to truly step into your north node. Two of Wands, Mars in Aries. Okay, let's just see if there's any more angels. $15, Hariel, morality. $17, that's the star. Lavia, prophetic dreams and lover of the arts. $57, Namia, prosperity. And 34, helps control anger. And on the bottom, 39, heals the sick. What I want to do is have a look. This particular card, Mebahel, is actually the card for the Eight of Swords. Now, we did have that on the bottom of the deck. It's Jupiter in Gemini. It's the mind. the Eight of Swords. Let's have a look at these other ones. 39, the Three of Swords, and we said that, Saturn in Libra. The heartache that you've gone through from whatever this situation is with whoever has kept you stuck, with whoever has created the boundaries in your life that have kept you stuck, that kept you a prisoner. Number 15 is the Nine of Swords. What's kept you up late at night? What if 1,000 sleepless nights are what it takes to know you're near? The Ten of Swords. Backstabbing, betrayal is number 17. Prophetic dreams and lover of the arts. Now, as I said, I was picking up that movie Rapunzel or the movie Tangled. There might be messages in that movie. There could be messages in Nemo. Lover of the arts. It's information that comes through to you from when your guides want to, or your angels want to speak to you. They speak to you in many different ways. It can be messages in movies, messages in a TV series that you're watching, or that, you know, keeps popping up, you know, recommended for you. Messages in tarot readings that keep popping up in your feed. Maybe that's how you found this reading. For me, I get messages in songs. Number 57. 57 is the Seven of Pentacles. Prosperity. Somebody that has had some sort of gain, and it could be financial gain from keeping you stuck. Just heard the final purge. This is the final clear out of whoever this person is, or maybe you've cleared them out, but it's the final understanding. Prosperity. Somebody who's been prosperous by either keeping you financially stuck, emotionally stuck, siphoning off your energy. So if somebody wants to keep, and I'm hearing narcissist, if somebody wants to feel good about themselves, prop up their own ego, they do it through belittling others, keeping them in a fear mindset. They feel great, 10 of Cups, but to do it, they have to hurt you. Seven of Pentacles, the seeds that they sow to make you feel unworthy, and therefore you stay because you don't feel that you're good enough to step out into the light, to come out of the shell, to be the pearl. Number 34, the King of Pentacles. That's that person. This devil energy here. That siphoned off your energy and heals the sick. As I said, is the Three of Swords. Somebody who put you through emotional pain, kept you emotionally stuck, trapped inside, well, trapped up the tower or trapped inside that shell. So interesting, this reading. I'm going to do a little side reading. This card, Beneath Your Beautiful. If you've got somebody coming towards you, and this is only if you've got somebody coming towards you, Nine of Swords and the Magician on the bottom. Nine of Swords is up late at night, and the Magician is manifesting, wanting to bring in the new, but a fear of coming out of the shell. You tell all the boys no makes you feel good. It's the desire for love, but a fear of being vulnerable because you've been previously hurt. Let's just do a little side reading on if this is love coming towards you. If it's not love coming towards you, it might be a regeneration of an existing relationship. Just take this bit as it resonates. If it's not for you, then just leave it. What's coming towards you? Tell me more about this love. Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is Venus in Pisces. It's a spiritual love that's coming towards you. A spiritual connection. And you can see in that little cup there's a love heart in that cup. Somebody that sees your spiritual worth. Somebody that recognizes that you are the pearl. Would you let me see beneath your beautiful? Somebody that recognizes the pearl in you and wants to nurture that. So, ooh, yeah, Temperance. That's the angel. Sagittarius and Jupiter. The Temperance angel is balance. Potentially somebody that sees you as an angel, but sees the balance that you have. We had Emperor, Empress, King of Wands, Queen of Wands. What else? King of Swords. Uranus in Libra. Somebody that sees that you have cut out the things that don't serve you. And they see your strength, actually. And the Four of Pentacles, which is the Sun in Capricorn. The Sun in Capricorn is holding on too tight to a fear. You've carried on so long, you couldn't stop if you tried it. You've built your wall so high that no one could climb it. It's also miser energy. In the original drawing of that card, in the Rider-Waite Tarot, it's somebody holding on to their pentacles. You've carried on so long, you couldn't stop if you tried it. You've built your wall so high that no one could climb it, but I'm going to try. King of Pentacles. This is a stable person. Let's tell me more about this person. Six of Swords. Potentially, because it's a spiritual connection, we've had lots of Pisces in here, potentially somebody who's done the same thing in their own world. The Six of Swords is Mercury in Aquarius. Yeah, somebody who's had their own disappointments. That's the Four of Cups. Or recognizes the disappointments that you've had. The Four of Cups is the Moon in Cancer. Again, the Moon. One more. Oh, so 4-4. This, as I said, if it's a relationship coming towards you, it's protected. 4-4 is protection. That's the Four of Swords. Somebody that's done their own healing. Somebody that recognizes that you are in your own healing phase. Potentially why you've got the shell closed over, and the World, that you're at the end of, and they are at the end of a cycle, an end of a set of karmic lessons, and they've potentially done the same. On the bottom, it's an Emperor. Okay, so the Emperor is Aries energy. Now we had the Emperor over here, but the Emperor is Aries energy, and the North Node is in Aries. This is somebody who is stepping into, or is already in, their North Node energy. And as I said, take that as it resonates, because that is for those that are love connection, that are looking for a love connection, or are aware of this person. Let's get a song over here. Unforgettable. Person thinks you're unforgettable. Okay, for the rest, let's have a look. A song for you. Kiss the Girl. There you see her sitting there across, at this Disney themes, there you see her sitting there across the way. She didn't got a lot to say, but there's something about her. And you don't know why, but you're dying to try. You want to kiss the girl. Again, that is taking the step to move out of your comfort zone. What's the Little Mermaid's name? Ariel. She had to step out of the ocean. She had to leave her comfort zone, the South Node, which is what we were talking about in the beginning. And then her divine blessings came to her. Okay, now let's get you a moon oracle. It clearly wants to go there. Join the adventure, Cardinal Moon, blaze those trails like a boss. This person is in boss energy, Aries energy. Let's have a look over here for you. This person's hijacking my reading. Card for you, the moon. The moon is the pearl. That's too many. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to take them. Super chatty, the cards. Okay, so we have Virgo energy. New moon in Virgo, nudging us to spread kindness and generosity instead of being cosmic hoarders. That's clearing out the clutter. How funny is that? Cutting things out of your life. New moon eclipse, brace yourself for epic transformations. New moon alert, changes on the horizon, but it's you that makes the change. Through this spiritual growth, this spiritual journey that you've been on, you make the change, and the final change is becoming the pearl. Okay, let's have a look at the nodes of destiny. What do your guides want you to work on in this final phase? Okay, North Node in Leo. If you've got a North Node in Leo, your mission in life is to rock the stage with confidence and flaunt your unique skills. Unique skills is the Queen of Wands. Soak up the spotlight by taking charge at work and in social circles. Trust your gut more than your brain. With a Leo North Node, you've got to step into your power. As I said, when I was doing the pre-shuffle, Leo is the strength card. Leo is the sun. I see the light. Is that song from Tangled. And at last I see the light. .10 on the clock. I'm going to read you the lyrics. All those days watching from windows, all those years outside looking in, all that time never even knowing just how blind I've been. Now I'm here, blinking in the starlight. Now I'm here, suddenly I see. Standing here, it's also clear I'm where I'm meant to be. Queen of Wands. And at last I see the light, the sun, and it's like the fog is lifted. And at last I see the light, and it's like the sky is new, and it's warm and real and bright, and the world has somehow shifted. All at once, everything looks different. Now that I see you. Now she's here, shining in the starlight. Now she's here, suddenly I know. If she's here, it's crystal clear. I'm where I'm meant to be. I'm where I'm meant to go. That's you, the pearl. Such a sense of calm in this reading. I'm so happy for you. The world. The end of a tough cycle. Let's get some messages from your higher self. And I'm kindly asking this person, I want messages for you. From your higher self. I don't want to listen to other people anymore. jealousy. People that have kept you stuck through jealousy. Soul awakening, how beautiful. This journey that you've been on. I was wrong. Oh, sugar, I miss you. Your higher self misses you. This here is, I don't want to listen to other people anymore. People that have kept you stuck, as I said, this devil energy here, kept you stuck in a 5 of Cups. Somebody from your past. 6 of Cups. Kept you stuck. Emotionally kept you stuck with the things that they were saying to you. Because they were jealous, because they knew that underneath, in the shell, you were the pearl. Your higher self telling you you were wrong to think that you weren't the pearl. And you've come to that realization through this soul awakening. Your higher self is saying, hello, she's back, or he's back. I melt inside your arms. You've reconnected with yourself. Moving closer to union. Reconnected with yourself, that balance, the 3 of Swords. Saturn in Libra. Through this karmic lesson, you've reconnected with yourself, brought yourself into balance, which has actually freed you from whatever relationship, friend, family, partner, workplace, has kept you stuck. You were your own light. But now it's time to come out of the shell. Serendipity. Everything was meant to happen the way it was meant to happen. What's trying to come out there? Nothing. Dreams is what I just saw. Prophetic dreams. Perhaps you've been getting guidance through dreams. You don't have to remember the dream though. You know, if you're going, no, oh no, I haven't. For me, dreams are like everything that's happened to you throughout the day. You go to sleep, and it's why it's really important to get a good night's sleep. Your dreams are like the office assistant coming into office and putting everything back. We don't use filing cabinets anymore. Putting back everything, closing all the tabs on your computer screen. For those who aren't as old as I am. Prophetic dreams is clarity. Okay, let's get you some scrabble tiles. Now, this could be your initials. It could be somebody, the devil energy that you've been dealing with. Take it as it resonates. We've got an R and a 1, an N and a 1, a registered nurse, a P and a 3, a S and a 1. That is your health, your mental health, heals the sick. An O and a 1, a D and a 2. Now these two are sitting on top of each other, which has never happened before when I've a V and a 4 and a C. Victoria Cross. The Victoria Cross is a Medal of Valor that's given to somebody who's done a good deed. It could be Vancouver. It could be you doing the work on yourself. You've done a good deed to yourself. But when I saw that, Victoria Cross is this devil energy. So there was a guy in Australia who a couple of years ago was literally, you know, the hero from the war in Afghanistan. One of the Australian war heroes. And he got awarded the Victoria Cross. He took the Medal of Valor. But it's since come out that he's been done for war crimes. Somebody in devil energy. appearing one way, but actually being the reverse. I and a 1. A Q and a 10. Somebody smart. A U. Maybe you're smart. A U and a 1. And a K and a 5. So, do I want to get any more? I'm going to get you one more card. Anything else? Queen of Wands and the Strength card. Now that was that way. I was meant to turn that over. The Queen of Wands. You are the Queen of Wands. Unlimited potential, fire, warmth, drive. You can create anything that you want when you put your mind to it. And the Strength card, which is what I said before. I was getting the Strength card and the 3 of Swords. Heals the sick. The Strength card. You've got to have the strength to move on. You've got to have the strength to open the shell. Just going to get 10 of Swords. Yeah, to not be stuck in whatever has betrayed you. 6 of Pentacles. Whatever imbalance was in your life. And the Page of Pentacles is the card of the student. So the 6 of Pentacles is the Moon in Taurus. Again, another Moon card. The 10 of Swords. The Sun in Gemini. The Sun. The Sun is your mind. The strength to move on. The 6 of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles on the bottom, which is Mercury in Virgo, which is the card of the student. It's a new beginning for you. Really, really beautiful, but you actually hold the key. So thanks for joining me for this reading. If the reading resonated with you, please give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. I do post regularly. If you are called to any of my tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. As I said before, I will list the songs that came through in this reading in the description box. There might be more messages in the lyrics of the song, the music video. I'll also list those movies that came through as well. Might be messages in them for you as well. Best of luck on this journey. And remember, you are the pearl.